until I came here, I never met anyone with a brain injury. I went 10 years without ever having contact with someone like me. When I came here, I saw some, and I'm here right now, there's some horrible, horrible cases here. And mine is nothing compared to, I'm so fortunate that I'm not in a wheelchair, I'm not drooling, I can talk. There's people here that had maybe less of a smash of their head than I have, and they can't talk or walk. Their brains got, had to be operated on. So I know how lucky I am, but I never met anyone like this until I came here, and now I feel like I finally am understood, and I understand. When I came here this summer, it's the first time I ever admitted to myself that I had a brain injury. I finally
took me 10 years.
Took me 10 years to actually.
You never really believed it.
Never believed it. I didn't believe it. I always thought, whatever happened to me, I'm going to get totally better, and I'm going to be back to normal. And it just never happened. I just never could get back to normal. I couldn't remember. My memory is really horrible. My short-term memory is really horrible. And I denied it because I never would write things down, and I would always forget everything. And people, my wife was like, "Can you go to the grocery store and buy this and that?" I was like, just get two things, Chris. Get milk and orange juice and cereal." And I'd come back with 3 different things and come home and go. She'd be looking at me like, what'd you bring home? And I was like, "What do you mean?"
So what about being here, what about coming here helped you to go from not believing you had a brain injury to realizing
I'll tell you the moment it happened. I got dropped off here. I got picked up from the airport in Houston. I came here, and I was brought to Churchill House. That's where I stayed first time I came here, because I think they didn't have a bed for me in Genesis House. So I went to Churchill, and I met my roommate. It was a older gentleman. He looked totally normal. As a matter of fact, I thought he was the doctor when I saw him. And he was in my room. There was 2 beds in there. I was like, first of all, I was like, I got a roommate? You kidding me? I didn't say that, but I was thinking, I can't believe I have a freaking roommate. I should have my own suite. Boy, he's the best thing that ever happened to me. Because within, they're like, "Okay, so Chris, we're gonna have dinner in about an hour, so you guys can talk for an hour and get to know each other." And I was like, we introduced ourselves, and then he sat on his bed, I sat on my bed, we sat across from each other, and we just started talking. I was like, like you would with anyone, like, "So, where are you from?" And he would tell me, and pretty soon we got into like, what happened to you? Why are you here? And I'd never been asked about my brain. I'd never asked anyone about their brain in my life. And then he told me his story, that he had fallen, and he really didn't have a clear answer what happened to him. He wasn't even sure what happened to him. And then I started clicking like, wow, okay, this is really interesting. And then I was telling him about me. He'd asked me a question, I'd be starting to tell him the answer to the question, and then I would forget the question he asked, which happens to me all the time. It happens to me when I talk to you, sometimes I need to be redirected, like, what was I talking about? And I did that with my roommate. I said, "What did I say?" And he said, "I don't remember." And normally I can ask my wife, like, "What was I saying?" Or my therapist, "What was I saying?" They can get me right on track. And he's like, "I don't know." And I started laughing, and he started laughing. And it was like, I understand. That was the moment I realized, holy shit, I'm just like this guy. And he's just like me. And we both have brain injuries.